Visa be back with another video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Every video is important. Every video is details about what's going on in the world right now, as far as America and the world in general, because Trump is just tearing down the world right now. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload. Let's get right into it. Let's go.
Question, are we great yet?
And I think, frankly, if I didn't win, I think the stock market would crash.
We're seeing dramatic, just free falls. Now, some of this is early in the first quarter, but this is scary stuff. So
great that even Fox News can't avoid telling the truth.
Let's be clear. If Trump is imposing tariffs, we're ready. We are ready with $155 billion worth of tariffs. And we're ready with the first tranche of tariffs.
And the auto industry expects to feel the impact of President Trump's tariffs. Fox Business's Jeff Flock is in Glen Mills, Pennsylvania this morning with a first-hand look. Jeff.
Could be ground zero for the impact on the tariffs, Maria. This Dodge Ram truck, $80,000, instantly became $100,000.
I want to speak first directly to the American people. We don't want this. We want to work with you as a friend and ally. And we don't want to see you hurt either. But your government has chosen to do this to you.
Today, Trump fulfilled one of his promises, actually. No, not combating inflation.
It'll all happen very quickly.
No, not ending the war in Ukraine.
Do you see any future in which Ukraine returns to its pre-2014 borders?
Well, I think Pete said today that that's unlikely, right? It certainly would seem to be unlikely. They took a lot of land and they fought for that land and they lost a lot of soldiers. But it would just seem to me, and I'm not making an opinion on it, but I've read a lot on it, and a lot of people think that that's unlikely.
No, not bringing down the cost of living.
So when I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
But imposing senseless tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China, with the result being, well, just see for yourself.
50% of the spending. That has masked a lot of pain out there. And now a lot of those economic numbers. Look at the GDP now. Thursday, it was we were looking at first quarter, 2.3%. Friday, it was a negative 1.5%. Yesterday, it was negative 2.8%. That's not all trade. And we're seeing dramatic, just free falls. Now, some of this is early in the first quarter, but this is scary stuff. So there's a lot more going on, a lot more substantial things going on besides tariffs, because listen, this is soft data. They haven't hit yet.
True.
Right? So the economic data that's moving the markets are in place and moving in the wrong direction.
That's right. Today, we are entering into a new global trade war that every economist predicted would happen months before Trump even took office, only for Fox News to act shocked like they hadn't platformed Trump's tariff plan without any pushback.
Oh, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Yeah.
Impact.
Dramatic. I sold order for a customer. $80,000 truck. It's $100,000 now. So he's not going to buy the truck. It's going to sit on my lot at, the higher interest rates we're paying right now for floor plan. And nobody's going to buy the truck because it just had a $20,000 price increase.
Right. Kelley Blue Book will put the number up. They say the average vehicle will go up by about $3,000. Does it sound right to you?
No, it will not. We don't have the broad stroke. We don't have the linear, the tight strokes. But to me, it's a 25% tariff. So that affects our parts that come from over these countries and a whole bunch of our cars.
And you've been basing your business model on free trade, basically. This is what the American Automakers Policy Council says, Maria, in response to this. They say our American automakers invested billions in the U.S. to meet the requirements of the current free trade agreement. They shouldn't have their competitiveness undermined by tariffs that'll raise the cost of building vehicles in the U.S. and stymie investment in the American workforce while competitors from the outside of North America benefit. The German, there's no tariff on the German cars.
No, they're
Japanese.
They're going to be okay. But think about it. We built our business around that. The OEMs built their business around that, and now it changes on a dime.
You know what? Let me ask you this, okay?
Yes.
How many Dodge Rams do you see driving around Europe? Okay. How many Dodge Rams do you see driving around India? I mean, not many, I bet. Why? Because they don't buy our cars. And that's what President Trump is trying to change. Maybe Dodge should start building them here and selling them here.
But don't worry, they have a great tip on how to avoid the cost of soaring egg prices.
Well, I have chickens in my backyard. Sean started that.
Yes.
And yesterday I went out, they just started laying. And yesterday I got 5 eggs. I guess my question, if you could make it just really quick because I'm out of time, is part of the solution more small farms?
I shouldn't be laughing, but who's writing these segments? My God. Well, as expected, the US stock continued to plummet on Tuesday morning after China and Canada announced new retaliatory measures. And as a result, US investors continued a sell-off that had started on Monday after Trump announced that there was, quote, no room left for negotiation with Mexico or Canada. The Dow fell 1.8% or more than 770 points. And also highlight this message from Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau, who made it abundantly clear who is actually at fault for the current state of affairs. And I'll give you a wee hint. He's the same guy boasting about breaking records as the very ticker in the corner does fact-checking for me.
We are setting records right now, records like nobody has ever seen before. When you have companies like this coming in.
I want to speak first directly to the American people. We don't want this. We want to work with you as a friend and ally. And we don't want to see you hurt either. But your government has chosen to do this to you. As of this morning, markets are down, and inflation is set to rise dramatically all across your country. Your government has chosen to put American jobs at risk, at the thousands of workplaces that succeed because of materials from Canada or because of consumers in Canada, or both. They've chosen to raise costs for American consumers on everyday essential items like groceries and gas, on major purchases like cars and homes, and everything in between. They've chosen to harm American national security, impeding access to the abundant critical minerals, energy, building materials, and fertilizers that we have and that the United States needs to grow and prosper. They've chosen to launch a trade war that will, first and foremost, harm American families. They've chosen to sabotage their own agenda that was supposed to usher in a new golden age for the United States. And they've chosen to undermine the incredible work we've done together to tackle the scourge that is fentanyl, a drug that must be wiped from the face of the earth.
Facts.
So on that point, let me be crystal clear. There is absolutely no justification or need whatsoever for these tariffs today.
I mean, ever since Trump took office and promised to impose these tariffs, there have been numerous economic indicators showing both deterioration in the state of the economy and consumer trust in his handling of it. I mean, yesterday, the Atlanta Fed's economic tracker continued to worsen, and it now indicates that first quarter GDP is on pace to shrink by 2.8% after showing 1.5% contraction on Friday and growth of 2.3% on February 19.
We're going to look at presidents at this point in their presidency, right? And the word here that I would use to describe Trump is awful. In fact, the only person who does worse than Trump does right now with a +1 net approval rating is himself back in 2017 when he was at -8. So he's doing better than he was.
I was going to say, you could split it another way. He's making gains.
He's making gains, but he's doing worse than everybody else. The average president at this point, get this, plus 27 points on their net approval rating. Donald Trump is doing historically awful. The only person he beats is, again, himself from term number 1.
Well, here's what happens, right? While most of us pay attention to the drastic repercussions about to take place, Trump and his MAGA minions are out here trying to sway the narrative, touting Biden-era policies agreed upon under the CHIPS and Science Act as a means to justify a trade war that has already seen the market tank.
Today, Taiwan Semiconductor is announcing that they will be investing at least $100 billion in new capital in the United States over the next short period of time to build state-of-the-art semiconductor manufacturing facilities. I think mostly it's going to be in Arizona, which is what I understand, which is a great state. I like it because I want it. but I won most of them actually. So, but I did. We won it, and we won it big.
And Canadian premiers opt to drastically cut power to customers in New York, Minnesota, and Michigan.
The dollars of contracts that we have with the U.S. We are the largest purchaser of alcohol in the world. We buy over 3,600 products from 35 states. I talked to the governor of Kentucky and Mitch McConnell. Don't touch our bourbon. I'm going after absolutely everything. And I don't want to. We keep the lights on to 1.5 million homes in manufacturing in New York, in Michigan, and in Minnesota. If he wants to destroy our economy and our families, I will shut down the electricity going down to the U.S. And I'm telling you, we will do it. It's unfortunate. I would rather ship you more electricity, ship you more critical minerals. I want to ship you more energy, more potash to keep your farmers going, and uranium that you use for your nuclear power. It comes through from Saskatchewan over to Ontario. And it's going to be a massive, massive problem. I'm telling you, we love the Canadians love Americans. I love the U.S. Everyone does. And not one American friend. When I lived there for 20 years, I've talked to all of them. Hardcore Republicans are saying this is the biggest mistake President Trump has done, and we're dead against it. And I've yet to find
I'll tell you, bro.
With all that, I ask once more, are we great yet?
Can't get enough Midas? Check
What, are we great? Have we ever been great? And if we were great, please tell me when a time America has been great. Please give me a time in life where America has been great. That's what I thought, man. Yeah, let me know how you feel down in the comment section. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, every video is important. Every video has something to do with what's going on nowadays as far as like politics and in the world, especially Donald Trump. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Fuck, man, I'm gonna try to upload every single day. I do have another job. This is not my only job I have. I have an actual job, so I try to stay as consistent as I can. So, yeah, I love y'all. Peace and love, and we out, baby.